Kane? Are you there? Can you help me out a bit? There's a problem at our house and I seriously don't know how to deal with it.
Oh, what's happening? I'm currently occupied, but go ahead and let me know what the problem is.
Do you know what happened to the water supply? I was in the middle of showering and washing my hair when suddenly the water stopped flowing. Now my hair is covered in shampoo and I'm starting to feel the chill.
The water supply has vanished? Why would that happen? Honestly, I have no clue what could be the reason behind it.
Listen, did you take care of the water bill? I've been receiving multiple notices from the water service provider, reminding us about our overdue payments. When I brought it up to you, you assured me to relax and promised that you would handle everything. Did you actually follow through on your words?
The water bills? Let me try to recall. Well, I must admit, I completely forgot about them. It's my mistake. I had every intention of paying the water bill, but I got carried away with the work and other minor distractions.
Seriously? How could you possibly forget about it despite my numerous reminders? What am I supposed to do now? You can't just leave me here, shivering with shampoo-covered hair. I'm literally trembling at this moment. I wrapped myself in a bathrobe, but it's not sufficient. If it weren't for the heater, I'd be on the verge of freezing. Can you please contact the water utility company, pay the bills, and ask them to restore the water supply?
Look, I genuinely want to reach out to them and handle the bill payment myself. But, to be completely honest, I'm afraid I can't do it as you told me right now. You see, I'm dealing with some problems at the moment.
Problems? What kind of problems are you referring to? I didn't ask for too much, did I? It's just a simple request to contact the company and pay the bills.
The truth is, I'm in a bit of a financial bind right now. I've run out of cash and my bank account is completely depleted. In other words, I'm totally broke. So, can we please find another way to solve this?
Seriously? So now you're claiming that you have absolutely no money left? If my memory serves me right, you just received your salary not too long ago. Where did all that money go?
I didn't spend all that money on myself, you know. Unlike you, who always stays at home fixated on the same four walls, I have a social life and responsibilities to my friends and family. Frankly, a lot has been happening recently. My colleague got married, my high school friends received promotions. My college friends secured jobs at prestigious companies. My aunt's daughter went to elementary school, etc. What am I supposed to do? They keep insisting that I join them in celebrating these milestones. And yes, going out to celebrate costs money. It's important to me to stay connected, but what do I expect? For a person whose sole job is to watch over the house, you wouldn't understand these things anyway.
Seriously? You're speaking as if I'm merely a house sitter or something. Well, even if what you told me is true, I still find it hard to believe that you've managed to exhaust your entire salary. Isn't that excessive? I know you have a good salary and it should be more than sufficient to cover our living costs and your personal expenses.
The thing is, it's simply not sufficient. You're aware that the cost of living has been consistently rising in recent years, right? It's increasingly challenging to make ends meet, even with the amount I earn every month. Have you been keeping up with the news? The ongoing war, pandemic, and famine are having a devastating impact on the global economy, with business closing, jobs being lost, and prices rising. This may appear as macroscopic matters, but they have direct repercussions on our finances. But what do you even know about the outside world? You're just a housewife, occupied with some insignificant and repetitive household chores that don't even require a brain to do.
Hey, why are you insulting me? I didn't do anything to deserve that. Besides, it was you who asked me to quit my job, stay at home, and manage our household instead. So, you have no right to pass judgment on me for being a housewife. I know that there might have been some unexpected expenses, but you should have been more careful with your spending. If you couldn't afford to go out and celebrate with your friends, you should have just told them the truth. I'm sure they would have understood.
Are you seriously suggesting that I should reject the offers from my friends and family? I have my pride and I would never stoop so low. If I were to turn down their invites, what would they think of me? They would see me as miserly, incapable of even affording a simple meal. Once those words starting, my reputation will be irreparably damaged. Can you grasp the consequences I would endure when that rumor spreads? My pride as a man would be utterly shattered. Are you prepared to shoulder the responsibility for that outcome?
Are you being serious right now? You're just making excuses left and right. When did you become like this? Wait, hold on a second. Why did the lights suddenly go out? And the heater has stopped working too. What on earth is happening?
Oh, I just remembered something. It seems I also happened to, well, let's say I forgot to pay the electricity bills as well.
What? The electricity is out too? This is unbelievable. I can't believe my day could get any worse. Do you know that I have clothes in the washing machine? What am I supposed to do with them now that there's no power? They're probably all soaked in water and soap bubbles right now. This is all your fault. If you had just paid the bill on time, this wouldn't have happened.
Another thing just came to my mind. I haven't paid the gas bill yet. I know. I should have told you earlier, but I was too busy trying to reason with you that it completely slipped my mind. Oops, my bad once more. Sorry.
Now the gas has been shut off as well? Seriously? How do you expect me to use the stove and other heating devices in the kitchen to prepare dinner now? Look, Kane, let's get straight to the point. Tell me what you're going to do to fix this mess. You're the one who forgot to pay the bills, so you need to figure out how to get them turned back on.
Well, it's not as difficult as you make it. I've already had it planned out for you. First things first, reach out to your mom, dad, sister, or anyone you know and ask to borrow some money to cover the water, electricity, and gas bills. While you wait for the services to be restored, you can knock on their door and kindly ask if you could use their bathroom to complete your shower and wash your hair. I'm sure they would be glad to help out since they are nice people. For dinner, you can either eat out or order a pizza. Honestly, I'm tired of always having to take care of you. You're a grown adult, so start acting like it. Don't just rely on me for everything.
So, that's your brilliant plan? Just dump all the responsibilities on me and others and expect us to pick up the slack? That's a really convenient plan, isn't it? How utterly convenient and thoughtful of you! I had no idea you were such a mastermind, orchestrating everything so perfectly. Bravo!
Thanks for acknowledging my capabilities. It's not the first time someone has praised my versatility and resourcefulness, you know? By the way, no need to fret about me. I'm already at my mom's house, enjoying a delightful dinner as we speak. I ate along, and my mom graciously offered to do my laundry. I'll be absolutely fine, Beverly. You go ahead and take care of yourself.
Seriously? I'm here trapped in the caves you've caused while you're merrily feasting with your mom at her house? How is that remotely fair to me?
Yeah, are you jealous? Don't worry, I'll be sure to bring you some of my mom's delicious beef stew if you want. It's so good. It's literally the best thing I've ever tasted. If you haven't tried it yet, you're missing out on one of the wonders of the world. But don't get too excited. I might end up devouring it all myself. Ha!
Good to know. Well, just enjoy your dinner. I'll be fine on my own. No need to worry about me.
What a big relief. I thought you would be too angry and throw a fit. But I guess you're not that immature. I'm impressed. In the end, everything just miraculously resolved itself, didn't it? One more thing, I'll be staying at my mom's house tonight. I mean, it would be such a great convenience to live in a house without water or electricity, wouldn't it? Who wouldn't want to suffer like that? Not me, of course. It's like living in a stone age or something. No running water, no electricity, no Wi-Fi. What are you, caveman?
Hey, Beverly. How's life been treating you? Are things just peachy between you and Kane?
Hi, Margaret. We're not doing very well, but thanks for asking.
Listen up, Beverly. My son looks completely exhausted these days. I can even see the bags under his eyes. It really breaks my heart to see him like this. Tell me, what have you done to my precious Caney bear that has caused such a transformation? I demand an explanation. Answer me now! I swear I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, even if it means taking you to court. I'm gonna prove no matter what it takes.
I didn't do anything wrong. It's Kane himself who should be called out for causing me all kinds of troubles. He didn't even bother paying the bills for our house, and I was the one who had to suffer because of it. Do you know what he put me through? I was showering, and suddenly the water and electricity went out. I had to shamefully ask our neighbor to let me use their bathroom. Can you imagine how embarrassing that was? And to top all of it, he had the audacity to admit that he hadn't paid the gas bill either, leaving me with no choice but to eat out.
Oh, wow! It must have been such a challenging day for you. I mean, Kane did mention everything, but let me assure you, he was just absent-minded and simply forgot to pay the bills. Nothing more, nothing less. Definitely not because my precious son intentionally neglected his responsibilities, or had any financial constraints. Heavens no! I mean, he's got this highly esteemed job with a sky-high salary, so naturally, those measly bills are a piece of cake for him. How could you even doubt his impeccable capability to handle such trivial matters as paying the bills?
Oh, I'm so sorry to shatter your illusions, but let me enlighten you with the truth. Kane, in all his glory, is simply incapable of paying those bills. Yes, he admitted it to me personally. In fact, he even revealed that his bank account is as empty as a vacuum, and he's completely run out of cash. Quite the financial genius, isn't he?
No way! That's just preposterous! Don't even try to deceive me with your false claims. My son is swimming in wealth and has more than enough money to spare. He's been lavishing me with luxurious gifts lately. If you're skeptical, feel free to come over to my house and witness it for yourself. My closet is full of designer clothes and my jewelry box is overflowing with expensive jewelry. And that's not all. He even footed the bill for my extravagant spa treatments and high-end vacations. I can assure you, there's not a chance my son would ever be financially depleted. What you're saying is absolutely absurd.
What? Are you seriously telling me that Kane has been showering you with all those lavish gifts? Why on earth didn't he mention or word it to me? In fact, he specifically told me that he's completely broke. He couldn't even scrape together enough money to pay the bills and had the nerve to ask me to borrow from others on his behalf. If you don't believe me, I can show you the text messages where he admits his dire financial situation. It's all right here on my phone.
Enough with your attempts to tarnish Caney Bear's image in my eyes. I see right through your deceitful tactics of spreading false rumors. But guess what? It's not working. It's clear that you're just being jealous because he's been staying at my house lately, isn't it? You can't stand the sight of him reuniting with his mother because deep down, you only want my son for yourself. You're nothing but a selfish and entitled witch. Caney is not some plaything, and he certainly doesn't belong to you. He's my son, and he deserves quality time alone with his mother. Don't you dare try to exert control over his life any longer.
Oh well. Isn't that just fantastic? I have absolutely no interest in competing with you over Kane. You can happily keep him all to yourself. I'm just dying to know though, where on earth did he magically find the money to shower you with those high-end treats? And why would he even bother doing that? It's certainly not the Kane I'm familiar with. He's typically as stingy as he can be when it comes to his money. The most extravagant gift he ever got me for my birthday was a whooping half-kilo of raw beef, and guess what? He devoured it after I cooked it. Such generosity.
Seriously? Are you gonna make a fuss just because my candy bear spent a little money on his family? What's the big deal? He's a grown man and he can spend his money however he wants.
But where did all the money come from? There's something really suspicious and shady going on here, and I am determined to find out the answer to all of this.
If I were you, I wouldn't bother. Maybe he just happens to have a secret stash of money just for spending on Mom. Oh, I've raised a perfect child. You child. You should see me now. I'm all aglow with happiness. Besides, if Caney Bear happens to indulge me with gifts, it's all because he wants to show his affection and gratitude to his mother. No amount of money is too much to spend on one's parents. I've done so much for Kane. It's the least he can do to repay me.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Of course I am. My son is a good boy. He's the perfect son who knows exactly how to give back to his mother for bringing him up. I truly couldn't ask for a better son. He just pours out his filial love on me all the time. You don't know how jealous my friends are. They would give anything to have their kids treat them the
I'm glad to hear it from you. Kane sure knows how to be a good mom's pet. I wonder what his friends and colleagues would say if they found out about how loyal Kane is to his mom.
What did you just say? How dare you insult my precious son like that? He's just being a good boy and all. No need for such harsh words. Well, it's understandable. You're just being jealous of his unending generosity towards me. I don't want to make you feel even more miserable than you are right now. But do you know what Caney Boy promised me? Brace yourself, because he promised to buy me an entire island! Ta-da!
An entire island? Seriously? Where did that even come from? There's no way Kane can afford to buy that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he hasn't spilled the beans to you about this. But let me fill you in on what Kane shared with me. He's going to buy me an entire island just for little old me. Can you believe it? An exclusive paradise solely dedicated to my pleasure and relaxation. Once this dream becomes a reality, picture me basking in eternal bliss on pristine beaches, indulging in heavenly massages, practicing transcendental meditation, or embarking on luxurious boat trips around the island. It's like a never-ending vacation. And here's the cherry on top. Kane even mentioned that he'll name the island after me. Can you imagine? Margaret Island. It has a certain ring to it, doesn't it? Absolutely fabulous, if you ask me.
I'm sorry, but I find it hard to believe what you're saying. I'm gonna talk to Kane and see if he can explain it to me. Are you there, Kane? There's something we need to talk about.
What is it now? The bills again? I thought you said you took care of them. I already told you, I'm going to pay them when I get my salary next month. Why can't you just leave me alone?
It's not about the bills. It's about something more important. Where are you now? Can you come home so we can talk face to face? I know you have a day off from work today, right?
Goodness, what's so important that you had to disturb me at this time? Don't you have anything better to do?
Look, Kane, I'd rather not talk to you at all, but I need your confirmation about something. Your mom told me that you've been showering her with all kinds of luxury gifts this whole time. Is that true?
What? Seriously? She said that to you? When did my mom told you that?
Well, she just told me recently. That's why I'm asking you now for confirmation. Just tell me the truth, Kane. Is what your mom said to me true?
Why did my mom even tell you that? You're not supposed to know. How careless of her. I specifically asked her to keep quiet about it. Well, maybe she just couldn't help herself.
Hold on a second. What? So it's actually true that you've been splurging on your mom with luxury clothes, expensive jewelry, and all that? I can't believe it. How could you? And where on earth did you even get the money from?
Yeah, so? I've been spending money on my mom. Do you have a problem with that? It's my money, and I can do whatever I want with it. You don't have any say how I spend my money.
If you have so much money to spare, why in the world are you neglecting your responsibilities to pay the bills and support our family financially? You haven't even bothered to contribute a dime towards this month's expenses. Instead, I've had to dip into my hard-earned savings to cover every little thing in our household. Last time I checked, you were my husband, which means you have a role to fulfill as a responsible partner. I've done my fair share by diligently taking care of our home. So why can't you step up and do the same for our family?
Oh, so now it's my fault, is it? If you were a considerate wife who knew how to manage finances and spend money sensibly, you should have used the remaining funds I gave you last month to cover this month's expenses. But no, instead of being responsible, you recklessly squandered my hard-earned money on frivolous, unnecessary things. Don't try to shift the blame onto me when it's clearly your lack of financial prudence that has put us in this situation.
Do you know how much you gave me last month? $100! You promised to transfer me more money, but you never did. What am I supposed to do with that paltry amount? It's not enough to cover the basic necessities. Do you think it's fair to give me so little while you're home with expensive gifts? And what's even more unbelievable is that you promised to buy her an entire island. What was that all about? Why would you promise her something you can't do?
Yes, that's right. You better believe it. I'm about to make my mom's wildest dreams come true by purchasing an entire island just for her. I've done my research and found out that there are tons of private islands for sale on the internet. You see, my mom has always dreamed of having her own kingdom, so I thought, why not grant her an entire island where she can reign supreme and indulge in complete freedom? So, what do you say? Isn't it an amazing idea? I know it is.
Oh, so you're planning to splurge on an entire island for your dear mommy? And can you explain where you're getting the money? I'm not following.
Did you forget that I have a good salary? I have set aside some of my own money over the years we've been living together, enough to buy my mom a whole island that she always deserves. And when the time comes, I'll pack my bags and joyfully relocate to the island, where my mom and I will live in perfect harmony. Such a genius plan I came up with, right?
What? Are you out of your mind? What about me? Do I mean absolutely nothing to you? You're seriously planning to discard me like yesterday's trash just so you can live with your precious mommy?
That's right. That's been my plan all along. Once I live with Maggie, she'll never feel lonely again. I'm gonna make her the happiest woman in the world.
Maggie? You mean your mom?
Yeah, that's the nickname I gave her. Isn't it sweet? She loves it when I call her that. When she hears it, her face turns red because she blushes. How cute is that? Even though she's in her 50s now, she still looks so young and full of life. To be honest, she looks even younger than you. To be honest, you've completely changed since we got married. You're so cranky and easily offended. It's like you're a different person. I don't know what happened to you, but you need to get a grip.
So that's what you think of me, huh? I see now. I see what you're truly made of. Well, what a shame. All of the men in the world, I'm unlucky enough to have stumbled upon a mama's boy in the true sense of the word. That's just great.
What about you? You're just a judgmental, narrow-minded person who doesn't understand the meaning of family. Yes, I am a mama's boy. So what? What is wrong with a son taking good care of his mother? If that is what being a mama's boy is all about, then I proudly call myself one. What about you? You are just a housewife. What do you do all day other than sitting in our house and twiddling your thumbs? You are basically living off my paycheck. So what's your behavior? Consider yourself lucky that I still let But not for long. Sooner or later, I will sell that house, and you will have nowhere else to live other than the streets. Hi, Beverly, are you there? Can you help me out a little?
Kane? Aren't you supposed to be enjoying your blissful life on that dream island you purchased for your beloved mom?
Well, technically yes, that was the initial plan. However, there's a problem with the money transfer. I'm trying to buy that island for my mom, but I can't seem to get the money to the real estate agent. I seriously don't know what I did wrong.
Oh, really, Kane? What on earth do you believe you're doing? Are you still attempting to transfer the funds from my dad's company bank account to the real estate agent for the island purchase? How utterly foolish can you possibly be, Kane?
What? How do you know? When did you find out about that?
How could you know about it? My dad told me everything. You're trying to meddle with the bank account of my dad's company, attempting to find a way to crack the password, aren't you? Your activities of attempting to hack the bank account have been reported to my dad's company, and he has already called the police on you.
What did you just say? The police? What in the world are you even talking about? Why do we need to get the police involved in such a trivial matter? I was just joking around. I never had any intentions of hacking your dad's company bank account or attempting to steal any money from it. You must believe me.
There's absolutely no point in denying it any longer, Kane. The evidence against you is indisputable, and you must face the consequences for your actions. You will be terminated from my dad's company, evicted from my house, and incarcerated for your crimes.
Are you kidding me? I'm gonna lose my job and end up behind bars. What is that supposed to mean? I haven't done anything wrong, I assure you. All I wanted was to bring the happiness to dear Maggie. Maggie is my mother, the most significant woman in my life, and she deserves nothing less than the absolute best.
So now you have the audacity to ask what you've done wrong. Let me enlighten you. You've done everything wrong. You shamelessly neglected your own family and your own wife, burdening me with all the household chores. And to top it all off, you conveniently avoided any financial contribution to the household, while having the nerve to shower your mother with extravagant gifts and even make absurd promises of buying her an entire island so that you can live there together? Disgusting doesn't even begin to describe it. Did it slip your mind whose company you're working for? Let me remind you, it's my dad's company. Now, of your own despicable actions. This is what happens when you bite the very hands that have fed you.
No, please, Beverly. You and your dad can't do this to me. I'm innocent. All I've ever wanted is to provide my mommy with a fulfilling life. Maggie has been incredibly lonely ever since my dad abandoned us. I simply want to be a good son to my mother, yearning for her praise and affection. What's so terribly wrong with that?
Mommy, mommy, mommy. That's all you have to say? You really disgust me, Kane. If you love your mom so much, why did you even marry me in the first place?
Well, it's because Maggie told me that you're perfect to take care of her as she grows a little older. You know, you have a senior care certificate, which means you're capable of providing care to elderly people.
So, that's what it comes down to, huh? You married me solely for the purpose of taking care of your mom? You never loved me at all. It's unbelievable that you've been deceiving me all this time. Listen, Kane, I have no interest in wasting any more of my precious time with you. The police are en route and they're coming to apprehend you. You'll have plenty of opportunities to defend yourself in court, but let me save you the trouble. It won't make a difference. Oh, and if you happen to feel lonely in your jail cell, perhaps you can give your mommy a call and invite her to join you.
No! This can't be happening! I can't go to jail! If I'm taken away, who will be there for Maggie? She can't endure loneliness. She needs me by her side, her son. Beverly, you're still my wife. So please, I beg of you, take care of Maggie on my behalf. I can't bear the thought of her being all by herself. I seriously can't.
I'm still your wife? Yes. Perhaps I am your wife at the moment, but that won't last much longer. I'm in a divorce and I've already signed my portion. I'll require a signature when we meet next.
Seriously? You're planning to divorce me? But why? What have I done wrong? I genuinely don't understand. Please, Beverly, I beg you, reconsider the divorce. I know deep down you still love me, don't you? I believe that spark of passion is still alive with you. Listen, I need you to talk to your dad and convince him not to take legal action against me. Then we can reconcile and be together again, just like in the old days. This way, I'll be able to take care of my mother and you won't lose your husband. So, what do you think? Does that sound like a plan to you?
Just go away, Kane. You're making me sick. Nothing you say will change my mind. I don't care about you or your precious mommy. You're going to jail for what you did, and that's final. Goodbye, and see you in court. Finally, Kane was incarcerated for his fraudulent actions. His mother was so devastated upon hearing the news that she fainted and had to be rushed to the hospital. Following that, she reached out to me, pleading for assistance in securing her son's release from jail. Despite her persistent efforts, all attempts failed. Eventually, she resorted to extreme measures, including threatening to bomb my house. I gathered all the evidence of her threats and promptly reported it to the police, leading to Margaret's arrest shortly thereafter. After the divorce, I experienced a newfound sense of freedom. I made a decision to pursue the dream I had long neglected, becoming a pastry chef. I enrolled in a pastry class and became resolute in making my dream